Hi everyone, Inclusive Model Designs here. I'm going to start a new series on my channel called Model Building Tips. This one will be the first one in its series, and what I'm going to do with the model building tips here is, as I'm building, the ships or airplanes or whatever model, I'll actually stop and do a video of how I did a certain part. So what we're going to start with is with the Bismarck here. This is a 1350 scale. And what we're going to look at is the gun bags, or I'm not too sure what it's called. They're the fabric pieces that go over the barrels and then that lead into the turret to prevent foreign matter getting in. Now, how I did this is with super glue. But before I go into it, you can buy sets. Now, this one is for the Trumpeter HMS hood. And what we're trying to mimic is this here. Now, because most kits don't come with it, they just come standard like that. Now, of course, these barrels are metal. The ones that I'm installing, the ones that come with the kit, are plastic. But this tip will work for whichever one you go with. Now, what I've done is, after I place the barrels inside and to a position that I liked, this is just in basically the neutral position. And another thing to point out, if you do this technique, these barrels will no longer move. So decide how you want to do it and then just go from there. So what I've done is I take some super glue, I dab it on an old model stick. Like this had like a Q-tip kind of idea on it. I cut that off and I dip it in the super glue, and then I place it in the gap. So if you can imagine the guns, I'd be sticking into there, and then let gravity, pull it down, and then I take that spray. This is the adhesive promoter. Spray it quick, it hardens, and then I repeat the process. Dip it into the super glue, and keep molding it and shaping it until I get the desired look, which in this case is right there. So very simple. You just have to make sure you're careful, because if you get super glue in different parts, then it could mess it up a bit. And then you obviously add more glue to the bottom where it would droop down. As you can see right there, you can see how it, gravity is pulling the fabric down. And that's just done with super glue, built up over, it takes maybe 5-10 minutes, if that, to even do it. Of course, you can still have the turret, traversing that way. And then I just took some paint. What I used is the model color white gray, painted it over top, and then I've used my gray and black panel line filler, as well as the the powders and stuff like that, and just kind of mixed it around until I got the desired look. Might not look as good on camera as it does in person, but that's how you do, well, at least that's how I did the gun covers. I'm not too sure the technical name, to be honest with you, if you want to go with that. Now, I've seen historical photos, especially with Bismarck, some that don't have it on and some that do have it on. I'm not too sure why that is. I'm not a naval expert, although I love ships. I would assume, obviously, for maybe once they're out in the open sea, that this would want to be covered. But that's how I did it. So if you don't get a kit that such as this one here for the Trumpeter kit for the hood, which I have and I will be building, of course I'll use these because they're already provided for you. I do suggest getting the metal barrels. They are a lot straighter, and of course they're they have the holes in there, so it makes it look a little more real. So there we go. So that's how I did that technique. I know a lot of people don't do ships because maybe for that reason. The decking, as you can see with this here, it's coming along nice. Another scratch building that I've done is right here for the anchor chains. I just use some styrene plastic. This one is, let's see here, the evergreen. Oh, there's the numbers for you. I just cut it, painted it, shaped it, and just stuck it on. Same with that right there. That's all scratch built. Doesn't have to be 100% seamless. Once you get the chain and everything over top, it'll look really nice. And then to stick it on, I just use that Elmer's spray glue. Another way of doing it is you can cut the decking itself around it, but that could lead into problems in cutting your model up. It's actually easier just to lay the decking down if you're using the decking, and then add the styrene strips. And I think that that turned out rather well. Once the chains and the anchors get on there, I mean, it's going to look really nice. Bit of weathering, perfect. So there we go. So that's the first tip in the new series called Model Building Tips. And as I do other projects, I'll do it this way as well. And then, of course, with the B17 series, I'll keep going on those and the other builds as well. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any more comments about this, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Bye.